Welcome to Mirror Domains, and this is movie news for April 27th, 2021. The movie news headlines. You know, some stories. Mostly it's going to be about the Oscars, I think. Yeah, the Oscars, they're broken, I think, right now. And we got some actual footage from a new Chris Pratt movie. Some movies have moved around in the schedule. Some Game of Thrones, and a movie trailer for Peter Rabbit 2. Oh yeah, that'll be exciting. As you know, guys, if you haven't seen something from me before, there are time codes in the description for these stories that can be found to navigate through, and there on that bar on YouTube, the time bar right there. But I'm going to try something a little bit different today. I'm going to pull up the stories here on Reddit, a subreddit for movies, and we'll just go through it and see what we can... if anything piques our interest. And it looks like it's going to be starting with the Oscars. Some post-game threads. Okay. Olivia Colman was supposed to accept Anthony Hopkins' award on his behalf, but the ceremony ended abruptly. And that's something that a lot of people are saying, that they ended with the Best Actor, and they should have ended with Best Picture. And obviously Hopkins wasn't there. Yesterday, Hopkins posted that video saying that he was very gracious and he wanted to dedicate it to Chadwick Boseman or something like that. That was worth watching. But yeah, a lot of people didn't like the way that show ended. And if Olivia Colman came up to accept it and give a speech, that would have been really good. Because the way that it ended was kind of like, oh, and Anthony Hopkins wins the Best Actor. He's not here. That's the show, everybody. Good night. Bye. It felt like it was being swept under the rug. They should have just kept actress, actor, director, and Best Picture in that order for the final four awards. They shouldn't have juggled that around. Oscars ratings crashed to an all-time low. Viewership falls under 10 million for the first time ever. And I was reading that even Arnold Schwarzenegger turned off the Oscars. He said it was boring. Well, if the ratings are dropped, and they're dropping, and even big stars are saying, hey, I don't want to watch this. What's going on here? How can you fix it? And I was thinking about this. How can you fix the Oscars? There's a thing that's going to have to be said that I think a lot of people aren't going to like. And the thing that has to be said is some of them have to be trimmed out. Some of the awards, not all of them, but I don't think we need Best Documentary Short, Best Documentary Animated, or, the Best Animated Short. Just say, you need to condense some of those. Just say Best Short, Best Documentary. Doesn't matter if it's long or short. Get rid of that cuts those two categories in half. Because I don't think a lot of people care. Move some of those into the night before, because there are a lot of other awards that do get handed out, and that's in the skills department, like the people who actually engineer the cameras and stuff like that. That happens the day before, and move some of that into that presentation. Because remember, the Oscars are a presentation. It's a show. You got to keep people interested. And the way things are going with the movies that are being nominated, with people not being able to see or care about them, we've got to keep some momentum going. And I feel like some of those awards just take the wind completely out of it. Now, what else would I do to fix the Oscars? Something controversial. Two things could be done. The first one's a little bit difficult. We would have to say, okay, there's a Best Picture, but there's got to be something else in there, like not quite like what the Golden Globes do, where they have like Best Musical Comedy, Best Action, or whatever. That's hard to do, because once we get into the genres, then where do you draw the line? Well, if something's an action comedy, if something's an action horror, where do you draw the line in that? And then again, you get into some of the genre stuff with the horror. As much as of a horror fan as I am, a lot of people will end up being like, well, I never saw that, so how am I supposed to vote for it, right? That kind of thing. And that's very difficult. And that's hard to do. I don't think they should go with that route. I think that's the go-to move for a lot of people. Well, you got to nominate the genres. That way there's fair distribution. And then you'll cap it off with the Best Picture of everything. It kind of undermines it. They tried something that they were going to go with the best popular film. Well, who decides what's popular? And that was an atrocious idea. It was vomitous. The way that I feel that they should do it, to get more people interested, and I know it's not the best metric to define the scale or the quality of the movie, and that's the box office results. To say the top 5 maybe, or top 10 box office earners of that year get nominated for an award. It doesn't have to be Best Picture or maybe Best Grosser, and I think that will help draw in people's eyes, because then you're seeing films being nominated and awarded that people have seen. And as I said before, it's hard to negotiate. Well, sometimes how much money a movie makes doesn't have anything to do with the quality of the movie. Just take some of the Transformers movies that happened, over $1 billion. It's like, no. You're going to see something like the Fast and Furious movies get nominated at the Oscars, and that will draw in people's eyes, because you'll see those stars coming down the red carpet. You'll see more inclusion that way. It's not the best solution, but for me, I think the top grossing films, they get an award somehow. I think that'll work. That'll help draw people's attentions back into it. And it's not necessarily the quality. So anyone who says, well, yeah, it doesn't measure the quality, but guys, guess what? Hollywood is about making money. It's very much a part of Hollywood. It's very much a part of making movies. Something like Nomadland, okay, I can understand that if you were to tell me people made that movie because the objective of making money back with it was not the main objective. It was making a piece of art. I get that. I understand that. But something like Batman with Robert Pattinson, Dune, all of these big blockbusters like the MCU movies, Avengers, those are made with the intent of making money. So why not award that? Because that's what you wanted to do. That's what you were setting out to do, and you made Avengers Endgame $2 billion. Yeah, there should be some kind of a recognition for that. And that's what I'm trying to get at by saying the Oscars should award that. There's a recognition for you going out there and achieving that goal. Okay, that's pretty much all I want to say. Let's just continue on with some of these headlines. Mortal Kombat made $23.3 million, and Demon Slayer made $21.1 million at opening weekend. I didn't really want to go into the box office results just yet, because not all markets are open yet, so it's hard to say, how well something is doing. But good for Mortal Kombat, and I don't know anything about Demon Slayer. New images from Tomorrow War, The Tomorrow War with Chris Pratt. Okay, what's this all about? Looks like some kind of futuristic thing. Ooh, some action! Okay, alright. Ooh. Is it a post-apocalyptic thing? Let's just pull up the story here on the side on Coming Soon. The Tomorrow War first look photos tease Chris Pratt's sci-fi action pick. Oh, okay. Something here needs to be noted. It's going to be on Amazon Prime Video. It's not going to be in theaters, which will be available for streaming. So it's not going to be in theaters. That's a bummer. So do we really need to highlight this? Well, it's a new movie with Chris Pratt. It's a sci-fi movie, and that's my bag. I'll just read you the quick synopsis. The world is stunned when a group of time travelers arrives from the year 2051 to deliver an urgent message. 30 years in the future, humanity is losing a global war against a deadly alien species. The only hope for survival for the soldiers and civilians from the present to be transported to the future and join the future fight. The only hope for survival is for soldiers and civilians from the present to be transported into the future fight. Well, okay, so they go back in the past to get people to fight in the future war. Okay, well, that sounds interesting. What's this? Among those recruited is a high school teacher and family man, Dan Forrester. I don't know who that is. I don't care. Determined to save the world for his young daughter, Dan teams up with a brilliant scientist and estranged father in a desperate quest to rewrite the fate of the planet. Chris Pratt is Dan Forrester, right? That's why we care about Dan Forrester. What do you think about those pictures, guys? Does that work for you? It looks like it's got like an Aliens vibe to it there. Kind of like the mercenary thing going on. Oh yeah, they're highlighting Hopkins' speech again. It's got a lot of ups. Mortal Kombat is a KO for HBO Max. It's a knockout, says Samba TV. Okay, all right. It's clocking about 3.8 million U.S. households watched it. Okay, yeah, a lot of people are watching it, and a lot of people are liking it. That's good. I gave it a 7 out of 10. A Men in Black Ghostbusters crossover would have been awesome. Maybe. Aliens and ghosts, maybe a little too convoluted. It's the same tone, that's for sure. At Oscars 2021, Anthony Hopkins wins Best Actor. Yeah, I know that. What are some great movies you don't find rewatchable? Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. So this article goes on to talk about Dunkirk. Yeah, I could see. That's one I'm not jumping to revisit. Forrest Gump, I don't know about that. But what are some of the movies out there that are great that you don't find rewatchable? Something that comes off the mind, top of the mind for me would be something like 12 Years a Slave, Schindler's List. And it's not because of the fact that it's well crafted. They're best picture winners. They're best directed, right? It's got good art direction, production design. It's just a well-crafted film, but you don't want to revisit again because of the story? No. The story was obviously impactful enough to win a Best Picture. It's the tone, it's the way that it makes you feel. It's the subject matter, right? Main page. I just want to quickly highlight two quick ones that I thought I would want to watch again, but I started to watch and then realized, no, I don't want to watch the whole thing. And it's going to come as a big shock for some of you. Shape of Water was on Netflix recently, and I started to watch it again because it won Best Picture, and I was like, I like Michael Shannon, but I'm not digging it. I'm not watching this again. I turned it off about 40 minutes in. And then here's one that's really going to rub people the wrong way because I'm a Tarantino fan, and a lot of people like this one, Inglourious Basterds. I just can't get through it again. I'll watch parts of it, but I can't get through it. But anyway, let's not drag this on. Let me know what you thought are some great movies that you can't find or rewatchable in the comments below. Harrison Ford delights Blade Runner fans. Yeah, what's something dumb in a movie you like that's hard to ignore? People who walk through water with their shoes or boots and they obviously get waterlogged. Guys, when that happens, you're going to be walking around with sloshing all the time. It's just, you see that all the time and it's dumb. And they just continue on like nothing has happened. That's something for me. The only other highlights, let's talk about some other news. Escape Room 2 moves up in its release to July. Originally, it was pushed back to 2022. Well, it's coming out this year, guys. It's coming out in July, and that's really cool. I like the first Escape Room, which is on Netflix. You should watch it. It's a nice little romp of a little horror-esque movie. Hints of Tube, if you've ever seen that one. And it's just got that quirkiness, enough quirkiness to it, like the Cabin in the Woods kind of vibe, if you ever saw that. It's fun. It's a fun psychological thriller. Yeah, that's what I would say. Escape Room 2. Yeah, that's cool. It's coming out this year in July. Anything else? Game of Thrones, House of Dragon enters production. It's another series, a prequel. Okay, they got some production photos of them. They're doing the table reads. So jump out at you. And then we're going to end with the Peter Rabbit 2, The Runaway final trailer. I obviously saw the first one because I have a niece that's around that age, and they've turned off the comments for this because I guess a lot of people are not liking it, which is a weird thing. Peter Rabbit 2 is slated for June 18th, 2021. Peter Rabbit 2. I felt like the first one was meh, but it's meant for kids, and I'm not a kid, so I found it boring, guys. I'm sorry. So I'm not looking forward to watching this one, in which I most likely will. All right, that's the way that it's been today in the realm of movie news. What do you think about some of these stories? Let me know in the comments below, and let's continue on.